The field. Every neighborhood has one. Grass, concrete, or dirt. The stage is the same. The rules, unwavering. And the goals, beautiful.
It goes in! It's unbelievable!
Now, in its 107th year, America's oldest soccer tournament is back.
The hometown hero!
One cup, open to all. The 2022 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
It was a terrific week of action that had a little bit of everything from late winners to spectacular goals and plenty of the cup sets we've all come to know and love. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third round draw for the 107th edition of U.S. Soccer's National Championship, the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Glad to be with you this afternoon. I'm Joe Malfa. Today's event will be one for the record books, the largest live draw ever presented by U.S. Soccer. 48 teams will find out their third round opponent by the time we are finished today. These games will take place April 19th to 21st, less than 2 weeks from now, so you won't have to wait too much longer for more Open Cup action. Now let's get down to the important stuff as we meet our third round pool of teams. 31 lower division winners advance from this week's second round. FC Motown and North Carolina Fusion U23 remain as two survivors from the Open Division. Two sides from Division III MLS Next Pro. 4 clubs from Division III National Independent Soccer Association. A very impressive 8 from Division III USL League One and 15 from Division II USL Championship. Those 31 teams will be joined by 17 of the 25 U.S.-based Division I squads from Major League Soccer. For the first time in history, these MLS sides are entering the Open Cup prior to the round of 32. The remaining 8 clubs from America's top division have been granted a third round bye based on the 2021 league results and will enter in round 4. With most MLS teams playing a round earlier compared to previous years, the quantity of games between Division I and lower division sides will increase substantially, as will the chance for lower division clubs to reach the later stages in some more of those famous cup sets. The 48 teams in today's draw have been divided geographically into groups of 4 or 6. In instances where a logical geographic fit didn't exist, a random draw was used to determine where the clubs were placed. To provide balance, the Division I sides have been distributed as evenly as possible among the groups. The draw will be conducted so that each MLS team will be paired against a second-round winner, leaving the remaining second-round winners to face each other. So let's get to how it all works today in the third-round draw. Assuming that each club has applied to host and has a venue meeting minimum standards, the first teams drawn from each group will be home in their respective games. The remaining sides will be road teams and paired against the home clubs in the same order selected. Finally, we must remember the provision that each Division I squad must be paired against a second-round winner. If a team is drawn that would cause 2 MLS teams to face each other, that team will be moved to the next available slot. So that's a lot to take in. We will get it to you all as we go along. When the commissioner steps in for a moment, he will detail it again. It'll go smoothly, I promise, and we're going to have some fun today in South Florida. And we have some guests as well. With me, a fan of Miami FC, a fan of Inter Miami CF. We're down in South Florida. We got to have some of the locals. We have DJ Citizen Jane. We have Bernie Toledo. I'll start with you. You are an ardent supporter of Miami FC. You have been waiting a couple of years to get back to U.S. Open Cup. What does it mean to be here?
Super, super excited. We have a young, great team that are hungry, and we're going to win this cup.
And you, Bernie, you used to be a Miami FC fan. Inter came along. You jumped ship, and now you're a supporter of the Pink and Black. So how excited are you for their first ever appearance in Open Cup?
I mean, some of my best memories come from the Open Cup in 2017 as a former Miami FC fan, but that's all in the past now. It's all about Inter Miami, all about Vice City, La Monda. So we're excited, man. We want to go into this cup. You know, we've been 3 years in the league. We've been wanting to get into this cup. We want to go far in the cup. We want to win a lot of those games and maybe bring some silverware home. Let's see.
That's always a lot of fun. A chance for the players to dream and a chance, again, for this MLS versus USL rivalry to bud. So when the draw happens, Florida's region has 4 teams. It could be Tampa Bay Rowdies against Inter instead. You could play Orlando instead. If it ends up as Miami FC against Inter Miami CF, I will either step away or get in between you as needed. But we're going to have a lot of fun here today. Thank you for coming along to help out here in the draw. And without further ado, I will introduce the commissioner, David Applegate, to conduct the draw, and he will handle it perfectly. I promise we did not coordinate our ties. That was luck of the draw.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Bernie. Thank you, DJ Citizen Jane, for joining us today. Welcome, everyone, to the draw. And if we could get the prompter to advance a little bit, please. All right. Thank you. All right, first up, we're going to get started with the teams from the Northeast. These teams are DC United, FC Motown, Flower City Union, Hartford Athletic, New York Red Bulls, and Rochester, New York FC. Among this list, FC Motown did not apply to host. As a result, we will first draw 3 hosts and then add FC Motown to the pool of teams to be drawn. So DJ, you can shuffle up the cards. Bernie, you'll be picking the team for H1. All right, and let's see who our first host will be in the Northeast.
So our first host is?
Flower City Union. You put that in H1.
They got some nice colors there.
Next up, we'll be pulling the second host, H2.
H2.
Hartford Athletic. And for the third host, we have Rochester, New York FC. All right, I'm going to add our last visiting team, FC Motown, to the draw. And when you're ready, A1.
A1, here we go. Good luck to all these teams. And the first visitor is
DC United going up to Rochester. Up next for A2. We have the New York Red Bulls traveling up to Hartford.
So my left side's away so far.
And last, we'll draw one of our 2 open division teams remaining in the tournament. FC Motown traveling up to Rochester, New York.
So there you have the matchup set in the Northeast region. As you mentioned, Bernie, the MLS side's going on the road, and Motown, as one of the remaining amateur sides in it, they will be going up to Rochester as well. And with this time, I'd like to take a moment to share our thoughts and prayers for Sinclair Tueno. Sinclair plays for FC Motown Celtics and was in a car accident last month. He's in critical condition. As you can imagine, the family is facing many medical bills and expenses to ensure Sinclair is getting the best possible care. If you are able to support his recovery, please know that there is a GoFundMe page that you can donate to in help of lowering the financial burden for his family. Thank you for anything you can do, and we will continue to send all the love and support to Sinclair and his family during this difficult time.
All right, so next up, we are going to go to the Piedmont region.
And there's a better look at all of the matchups here. A USL Championship versus MLS matchup in Hartford and Red Bulls. And then Rochester now, an MLS Next Pro team. The first year that league is in existence in this tournament. They get Motown, who went through in dramatic fashion. They had that bit where they had to replay their first game. They won the replay in the 90th minute and then won an extra time of their second round game. So a lot of possible drama there. And I turn it back over to David for the next region.
All right, let's head south to the Piedmont teams next. They are Charlotte Football Club, Greenville Triumph, North Carolina Fusion, and Richmond Kickers. Among this list, Charlotte Football Club did not apply to host as their venue is not available during the third round. As a result, we will draw the 2 hosts and then add Charlotte to the pool of teams to be drawn. You guys know the drill? Let's draw H1.
And H1.
Our first host, Richmond Kickers. And our second host in H2. The Greenville Triumph. All right, we're going to add Charlotte to the pool and see who will be headed to Richmond. North Carolina Fusion U23s will travel up to Richmond. And that means that the Greenville Triumph will be hosting MLS expansion side in their first season in their first Open Cup, Charlotte Football Club.
There you have it for the Piedmont region, and Charlotte makes their debut in this tournament. This is the first time that they are in the U.S. Open Cup, first year in MLS for them. They packed out the stadium with over 70,000 in their home opener, but they will have to go on the road to Greenville Triumph. John Hark's crew, a very tough out. They just beat at home the Oakland Roos of USL Championship in the second round. They have that star above the crest from their 2020 championship as well. Great history for the Richmond Kickers, one of the oldest clubs in the U.S. They will host the other amateur side, North Carolina Fusion U23. And back to David.
All right, next up, we're headed to the Central. The teams here are Columbus Crew, Detroit City FC, FC Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. All of the teams in this group have applied to host and have venues that meet the minimum requirements, so this will be a straightforward draw. Shuffle the envelopes, please, Citizen Jane, and let's see who our first host is.
Hosting first.
Detroit City FC.
Hosting
And
next.
our second. We have FC Cincinnati. Traveling to Detroit.
Traveling to Detroit, we got Columbus.
Columbus Crew.
Nice.
And FC Cincinnati will be hosting the fourth and final team from this group, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
So there you have it for the Central. And we have some of the best home fields. Honestly, if you would have had any of these teams as the home team, it would have been a terrific atmosphere. Detroit City has been electric through a couple of matches in USL Championship after they rose up from Nisa. FC Cincinnati, that is one of the, if not the best home environments in all of MLS. They have really taken to that team, that city, and that should be a great one as they host their US Open Cup match. And both of those teams on the road, Columbus and Pittsburgh, used to have a relationship with each other as far as players back and forth, and now both on the road in the same region here in the 2022 tournament. Back to David.
Thank you, Joe. And now we head north. The teams here are Chicago Fire FC, Forward Madison FC, Louisville City FC, Minnesota United FC, St. Louis City 2, and Union Omaha. All of these teams here have applied to host and have venues that meet the minimum requirements, so this draw will be straightforward. You can have Citizen Jane shuffle up the envelopes. All right.
I'll pick this one. So our first host is going to be
Louisville City FC in H1.
this one. So our second host here coming up.
Forward Madison FC.
Again, some pretty cool colors there.
Yeah. Very Miami.
I see a bird too.
Yeah, we got a flamingo there. Our sister mascot were the herons. I know they got Golazo over there. And
Our third host. Chicago Fire FC. The Open Cup goes back to Soldier Field. Okay, now for the visitors.
Go with this one.
St. Louis City travels to Louisville. Now, who do we have next? We have Union Omaha. Hold on one second, Bernie. Because we can't have two MLS teams facing off in this round, we're going to be moving Union Omaha ahead to the Chicago Fire to allow Minnesota United FC to fall into the last place. No need to shuffle. We've got our last card. All right, here we go. Minnesota United in a bird mascot little theme we've got going on here in the middle of this group in the North Region. So thank you very much. It's a great group.
There is the North Region, and my eye immediately went to one matchup that I had circled, hoping we got it today, and we did. Louisville City FC against St. Louis City 2. John Hackworth goes up against his former team, now in charge of St. Louis City, goes on the road to take on Louisville City FC. That should be a terrific one. Forward Madison, one of the, if not the best home atmospheres in all of USL League One. Those fans at Breeze Stevens are rowdy, and they will be raucous and excited for this one. And then Chicago Fire, Union Omaha, that will be an intriguing one. Omaha, one of the top teams in League One. Last year, they made it to the final, and they were terrific all the way throughout. It's a very tough USL League One. They had 5 wins over USL Championship teams in the most recent round. Back over to David.
Thank you, Joe. Continuing westward, we will draw the mountain teams next. They are New Mexico United, Northern Colorado Hailstorm FC, Phoenix Rising FC, and Real Salt Lake. Phoenix Rising joined this group based on a random draw that sends FC Tucson West to the Southern California group. Among this list, New Mexico United and Northern Colorado Hailstorm did not apply to host. We will first draw the order of the host teams, followed by the visitors.
First host.
Phoenix Rising. H2 will be Real Salt Lake. All right, and here we have our visiting teams. New Mexico United. And Northern Colorado Hailstorm with Rocky Mountain matchup.
There is that mountain region. We have one of the most heated derbies in all of USL Championship with Phoenix taking on New Mexico. That should be a dandy when those two meet. Phoenix Rising did squeak through the second round. They needed extra time and a 1-0 win over Valley United. Rich Johnson crew hoping to improve upon that. At least they got through. You find any way through you can, but they will need to improve in the next one against much stiffer competition. Real Salt Lake hosting Northern Colorado Hailstorm FC. It's their inaugural season in USL League One for Northern Colorado. They went down a man in the 27th minute of their second round match against Colorado Springs Switchbacks, the USL Championship side, on the road, and they won it 1-0 despite playing down a man for the better part of 80 minutes. So it's a lot of talent in League One, and they will have a chance against MLS competition. We've seen a couple now, USL League One versus MLS matchups. So plenty of intrigue here with the MLS teams coming in a round sooner. And back to David.
All right, thanks, Joe. We arrive at the Pacific Coast, and we're going to draw the Northern California teams next. They are Bay Cities FC, Central Valley Fuego FC, Sacramento Republic FC, and San Jose Earthquakes. This group only has 2 teams that have applied to host, Sacramento Republic and San Diego Earthquakes. We will draw these teams first to determine the slots, followed by the visitors. San Jose Earthquakes, H1. Sacramento Republic, H2. All right, and now we'll add our visiting teams. Okay, in A1 we have Bay Cities FC heading to PayPal Park where they hosted their second round win. And for A2, Central Valley Fuego.
And there you have it in Northern California. My eye goes to Bay Cities. They had probably the most dramatic win of the whole second round. They were up 1-0 for most of the way against Monterey Bay. And then in the 87th minute, Monterey Bay equalized before Bay Cities won it in the 90th for their club's first victory in this tournament. On the other side, Central Valley Fuego may like having another USL Championship opponent. They beat El Paso Locomotive in that first round. So another test against second division competition for Central Valley Fuego. And back to David.
All right, down the PCH we go to Southern California, where we have 6 teams in this group. California United Strikers FC, FC Tucson, LA Galaxy, Los Angeles Football Club, Orange County SC, and San Diego Loyal SC. FC Tucson was selected to join this group from a random draw with Phoenix Rising. Among this list, California United Strikers and San Diego Loyal did not apply to host. As a result, we will first draw the 3 hosts and then add the Strikers and San Diego to the pool of teams to be drawn. FC Tucson.
And our next host.
Los Angeles Galaxy.
Okay.
Finally, Los Angeles Football Club. All right, now we add the 2 other teams to the pool, and now we'll draw our visitors in Southern California. California United Strikers. In A1 against FC Tucson.
Next visitor.
The next visitor against the Los Angeles Galaxy will be San Diego Loyal. Landon Donovan goes back to Carson. And finally, Orange County SC.
So there's Southern California, and there is a lot to unpack here. We'll start with FC Tucson against Cal United Strikers. One of the best moments of the second round, Cal United Strikers' 15-year-old winger, Marcus Lee, scored a goal and had an assist. He had his own fan section of his high school buddies. The kid can't even drive himself to or from the game, but he dominated in the game itself. And you go to Galaxy against San Diego Loyal. Nothing else needs to be said there. Landon Donovan against his former team. And then reigning USL Championship title winners, Orange County SC, on the road to LAFC. A lot there to unpack. Probably my favorite region so far. And back to David to see if he could top it.
All right, well, I'll see if we can top it with our group in Texas. We're going to head back east. This one, another one, then the Florida group. So anyway, our teams in Texas and Oklahoma are Austin FC, FC Dallas, FC Tulsa, Houston Dynamo FC, Rio Grande Valley FC Toros, and San Antonio FC. All the teams have applied the host and have venues that meet the minimum requirements, so this draw will be straightforward. Shuffle them up, and we'll see who our first host is.
Shuffle them good.
Yeah.
All right.
First up,
Make sure that they're all out there. There you go.
Cool. I'm going to go with this one right here. First host.
our first host,
Is
Houston Dynamo in H1.
all right, let's go for this one right here.
Next host, San Antonio FC. And our final host, FC Dallas. Now to draw the visitors.
So we still have one MLS team somewhere in here, right?
Yep. So first up, we have that MLS team that you just mentioned, Austin FC. Because they can't face Houston in this round, we move them to A2 for San Antonio FC. And now we'll draw A1 for the opponent for Houston Dynamo. Rio Grande Valley FC Toros against Houston Dynamo. And our final visiting team in the group, it'll be a Red River shootout, FC Tulsa versus FC Dallas.
Great matchup there.
So there is that Texas region, and I did notice, Bernie, you put down the Houston card a little hard. Are you still reeling over the loss to Houston from Inter Miami over the weekend? Maybe, but that's a really fun matchup there. The partnership those two teams used to have, RGV and Houston, Wilmer Cabrera on both sides of that, the head coach now for RGV. San Antonio, Austin, that one's going to be a lot of fun. Austin has made some noise in MLS as far as that fan base, but they got to go on the road to San Antonio. And then FC Dallas, previously a winner of this tournament as well, gets FC Tulsa. A very loaded offense there for FC Tulsa in USL Championship, and a chance for them to shine against a higher level of competition.
All right, for our next to last group, we travel across I-20 to the southeast, where we find Atlanta United FC, Birmingham Legion FC, Chattanooga Football Club, and South Georgia Tormenta FC. Among this list, South Georgia Tormenta did not apply to host. After the two hosts are drawn, Tormenta will be added to the pool of teams. All right, drawing for position H1. We have Atlanta United.
Birmingham Legion.
All right, and now Atlanta United will host. Oh, hold on.
Oh, wait.
Hold on.
Yeah,
It's my fault.
it's okay.
All right, we're going to reset that one. Commissioner's first screw up of his first draw, and that I forgot to add South Georgia to the draw. So we will reshuffle,
Okay.
present them frontwards so
Okay.
that we can't see which
Like
one was
this?
opened. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
There we go. And first one out for Atlanta United will be Chattanooga Football Club. And next in position A2, South Georgia Tormenta FC in A2.
Well, we're getting closer and closer to the region that our two assistants have been waiting for. But first, the Southeast region. technically the reigning champions, Atlanta United, no tournament in 2020 or 2021, so they are the last team to lift this tournament's trophy back in 2019. They're hosting a Chattanooga Football Club side coming off a resounding 3-1 win over Memphis 901, upsetting a USL Championship side. Same goes for South Georgia Tormenta. They just upset Charleston Battery, and now they go on the road to Birmingham Legion, again USL League One against USL Championship, where League One so far leads that series 5-2 in this year's Open Cup. And here we go, the moment you guys have been waiting for up there.
All right, and last but not least, we're up to our Florida teams. They are Orlando City SC, Tampa Bay Rowdies, Bernie's Inter Miami, and DJ Citizen Jane's Miami FC. All 4 teams have applied to host and have venues that meet the minimum requirements, so this draw will be straightforward. Go ahead and shuffle.
Oh, this is a tough one. Alrighty, let's start with H1. Drum roll, please.
Miami FC hosts. All right, now our second host. There's no fan bases depending on this.
Second host.
Let's see who our second host is. Orlando City SC. And Bernie knows exactly what that means.
Let's go.
So, A1.
MLS teams can't face each other, right?
Yeah, you guys are good.
Oh, that's it, baby. Let's go. Alrighty, so no matter who we get here, we got the matchup I think we all wanted. You guys don't know how nerve-wracking that is, that it's all up to me.
All right, drawn first is Tampa Bay Rowdies. They cannot be drawn into A1 because we need to reserve that place for Inter Miami. So this last envelope.
The best envelope here. Sorry, DJ Citizen Jane. But
here we go.
Last and definitely not least right here.
Inter Miami in A1.
So there you have it, the Florida region that we have been waiting for, and we got exactly the matchup we wanted. Look, besides the local rivalry, Anthony Pulis, former assistant coach for Inter Miami, now the head coach of Miami FC, so you have that aspect of it. And Tampa Bay Rowdies, record-setting regular season last year in USL Championship, they go on the road against Orlando City. But we all know the one you two are more concerned about is the Miami matchup, so that's the one I think we're all most looking forward to from the Florida region. No offense to Orlando and Tampa Bay, but Miami is where the eyes will be.
All right, that completes today's draw. Thanks to Bernie and DJ Citizen Jane for coming to support us, and also for supporting their local team, even if they supported more than one. U.S. Soccer will be posting the exact dates, times, and locations for all third-round games later today on usopencup.com, as well as through the tournament's official Twitter account, @OpenCup. With the draw now concluded, I'd like to wish all the teams good luck and turn the program back over to today's host, Joe Malfa.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoy the third round of games taking place from April 19th to 21st. If you can't make it to your local stadium to support in person, remember you can catch every matchup live on ESPN+. That concludes today's show and one of the busiest weeks in the Open Cup's modern era. On behalf of U.S. Soccer, a big thanks to all of the fans supporting your local clubs and following the 2022 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Best of luck to all the teams, and let the countdown to round 3 begin.